Ever heard your heart pound in the quiet of the night? This story will make it stop. In a small American town, where people locked their doors at night, stood an old house. Blackwood House. It wasn't just any house. They say a killer lived there, who murdered his family with a knife and hid a cursed treasure full of gold and jewels. Something creepy guarded that treasure. At night, you could hear screams, laughter, and footsteps from the house. There was a strange mark on the door, like it was made with blood. People said it was the house's curse. One night, Emma, a clever thief, and her scared friend Jacob sneaked into the house. They wanted the treasure. "Emma, this place is bad. Let's go back," Jacob said, shaking. Emma shushed him. "Quiet, Jacob. We'll be rich by morning." But they didn't know the house was ready to hunt them. A weird smell came from the basement, like something was rotting. That smell was their first creepy clue. As they stepped into the hall, the door slammed shut with a bang. Emma and Jacob screamed. "It's just the wind," Emma said. But her heart was racing. Suddenly, they felt someone walking behind them. Jacob turned, but no one was there. Was someone following them, or was it their imagination? Whispered, "Run away now!" Emma and Jacob's faces turned pale. The clock's voice echoed in their ears. The house's thing, an old clock, stood in the hall. Its hands started spinning backward, and a creepy voice were alive and threatening them. At the end of the hall was a big mirror. As they passed it, they saw a shadow behind them in the mirror. A tall, dark figure with a shiny knife. Jacob screamed and grabbed Emma's hand. "What was that?" He could barely say. Emma looked back, but the mirror was empty. The shadow was gone, but its threat stuck in their minds. They reached an old study room. The walls had old pictures with creepy smiling faces. When Emma touched a picture, its eyes turned red and it spoke, "The treasure is ours." The other pictures shouted, "You'll die." Jacob almost fainted. The faces in the pictures said, "We'll kill you." The pictures' voices filled the room, like they were challenging them. Suddenly, the room's lights flickered and a scary laugh echoed. Emma saw the same shadow at the door. It whispered, "You touched the treasure. Now you'll die." Emma and Jacob ran, but the shadow chased them. They were running for their lives, but the house was stopping them. There was an old cabinet in the room. When Emma opened it, a voice hissed, "We'll spill your blood." The cabinet door slammed shut and shook hard. Emma pulled Jacob to run. Everything in the house was against them. They found a secret drawer with a map to the treasure. But as they read it, blood started dripping from the wall. Jacob yelled, "This house is alive!" Emma stuffed the map in her pocket and ran. On the stairs, a woman's shadow appeared with empty eyes and a creepy smile. "The treasure is mine," she said, moving toward Emma. Her face kept changing, like she wasn't human. Climbing the stairs, they entered a strange room. Time seemed to stop. The clock's hands spun backward, and words on the walls changed. "Who are you?" turned into "Run." Emma felt like she was dreaming. Was the house playing with their minds? Jacob opened a door, but it led back to the same room. Could they escape this loop? Suddenly, a rope with a noose dropped from the ceiling. "This is for you?" a voice said. Emma yanked Jacob toward another door. A voice from the ceiling said, "We'll hang you." The noose moved toward them on its own. Finally, they reached the basement where the treasure was. The rotting smell was awful. The blood mark from the door was here too, like the house was warning them. When Emma opened the treasure chest, a loud scream echoed, and smoke poured out. Inside was all gold. Just a weird statue with glowing eyes. The shadow appeared again, now with a sword. "This treasure is cursed," it shouted. Emma and Jacob knew the treasure wasn't normal. Hands came out of the basement walls, trying to grab Emma and Jacob. "You're ours!" a voice roared. The walls seemed to want to swallow them. Emma saw writing under the statue, "Leave the treasure or the house will take you." She realized the house's magic was tied to the statue. She smashed it, and the house shook. The shadow screamed and vanished. Time went back to normal, and they ran outside. Were they really free? As they got out, they saw blood pouring from the house's windows. "This house won't forget us," Jacob said. The house's walls were still shaking a little. The next morning, the townspeople found Emma and Jacob passed out, with the same blood mark from the door on their hands. The treasure was still in the house, and no one dared go near it. Days later, Emma found the same statue she broke in her house. Its eyes were still glowing, and under it was written, "I'll come back." Had the house let them go? Or were they still trapped in its curse? They say at night, a shadow peeks out of the house's windows, holding that same sword. So tell me, would you go into that house to find the treasure